That song is so catchy and cool and awesome. I love it so much. Even now, like a month after it came out, I still sing the line. It's so catchy, it's so cool. Hello, hi. Anyway, it's been a while. I will be reviewing Vampigami, and before I even start, I just have to say, I really love this episode. Is it the best episode of season 6? Definitely not, but I still love it.
Et voilà, on peut encore ajuster un peu la longueur si vous préférez.
Seeing Rose bald for the first time actually got an audible gasp from me. We always suspected Rose of having cancer and now it was confirmed. Although why doesn't she get longer hair? We cut to some jeweler Rose and then we get the intro before we are at the Agreste mansion.
Je tiens à dire que c'est trop cool. Spéciale de la boulangerie Vampigami. J'avais envie d'innover avec Adrien ce matin, prendre le petit déjeuner ensemble, mais d'une façon inédite. Quand tu dis inédite, tu veux dire comme hier et avant-hier? Non, ça n'a rien à voir.
Why is she there so early in the morning? I get that she loves him and wants to spend time with him, but that's way too early. I'm sorry, but even if we've been dating for 2 years and we are really, really close, I am not waking up that early every day to get breakfast with you. Adrien receives a letter from his grandparents that have tickets to a screening of an old movie, and seeing Adrien so happy was so heartwarming.
On a des pistolets au pour faire le pluie quand il pleut dans le...
Like his slowly forming smile was the cutest thing because he probably never got to go to the movies with his parents because his mother was sick and his father was distant. Marinette is scared to go to the screening because she doesn't like horror movies as mentioned in Godzilla. I am so surprised the writers remembered that all these years later. It's actually impressive. Marinette lies to Adrien saying that she loves horror movies and now she has no choice but to go to see the screening with him. And she's being all dramatic about it when venting to Alia.
T'as répondu quoi?
J'en ai aucune idée, Marinette. Je n'ai jamais vu de film d'horreur, mais ça a l'air amusant. Je suis curieux de découvrir ça.
Et maintenant, je suis coincé!
And I know Marinette is being dramatic as usual, but please do it somewhere else, like in your house where you know the floor is clean after cleaning it yourself. The floor is filthy in the toilet. So many people walk in and out of there and you don't know where their shoes have been.
Effectivement, tu es obligé d'aller voir ce film avec Adrien, sinon tu peux dire adieu à votre joli couple.
Tu vois, qu'est-ce que je te disais?
Trix and Marinette have an interesting dynamic. If Trix was Marinette's Kwame, I know Marinette would have been insane, simply because Trix would plant bad ideas into her head and she'd be even more anxious. Alia manages to talk some sense into Marinette briefly before Marinette decides to not take Alia's advice, of course.
T'as raison. Adrien et moi, on va voir le Vampire Musical Horrification ce soir et ça va être fantastique. Ça, je voulais faire découvrir le film à Tchelika, mais toutes les places se sont vendues en moins d'une. Seulement, quelqu'un qui n'aurait pas envie d'aller voir le film pouvait te donner ses places. Mais bon, je connais personne dans cette situation, hein, Marie?
Listen, at least Marinette is acting more normal. This feels normal because as a 14-year-old teenager, you overthink so many things. And that's the odd thing about the show. We as the audience forget that the main characters are teenagers, young teenagers, because most of the time they are written so maturely as if they are adults, and when they do act their age, it feels so weird to see them act their age. The lights go out and we enter the Bollywood High School Musical universe. And did I hate it? No, absolutely not. I loved it. When it first started, I just felt a bit odd and surprised, but I just immediately fell in love with the song.
Princesse Noah, merci, merci. Tes versouquettes, un menu de fête.
The fact that the writers thought of this and went all in with the Bollywood musical number and soundtrack is so unexpected. Out of all the things I expected the show to do, an Indian musical number was not on the list. Now, I'm not sure if Prem is Indian, but I feel like it's kind of obvious that they want us to think that he is because of the musical number.
Bis à toi, bis à toi, oh, bis à toi, bis à toi.
I just love Prem. Like, he is one of my favorite characters now. Him and Cat Noir. Like, Prem is just so fun and new and exciting. His character introduction is one of the most unique we've ever gotten. He joins the group at the table and it turns out he and Rose love vampires and everything scary. And the trope of having your cutesy pink character be into gore is so funny. Also, I have a bone to pick with Rose's parents. Why did they name her Rose? I know in English countries like the US and the UK, the name Rose is common, but she is French. The French meaning for rose is pink, like that is the literal translation. It's so odd to name your child after a color. Even in English, there are some people named blue and grey, and I find that weird too. Like, I am not sure which came first, the name or the color, but if it was the color, please don't name your child after a color. I feel like the writers were a bit lazy when naming Rose, because they wanted her entire personality to be pink, which is also another thing I hate. Like when a character trope in media is used a lot, but they don't actually exist. Like, never in my 300 years of living have I seen someone as positive and pink loving as Rose. Maybe I just live under a rock, but while I am complaining, I do also think it's smart that her name is Rose because of the fact that it is linked to the color that represents breast cancer.
C'est mon film préféré au monde.
Ta belle canine, tu sais.
Croque-moi, grand fou.
Juleka is a bit jealous, and this is what I was talking about. It felt so odd to see this. It is normal to get jealous, especially at this age, over the mundane fact that Rose is just so close to Prem. But it feels so out of character because we never see these kids act their age, so I really enjoyed seeing the side of Juleka. Ray, Nelson and Loic start to become annoying because Nelson noticed Juleka's jealousy and that it is the best way to get Rose and Juleka to break up. They ended up destroying the paper bat origami Prem made, and Nelson decides to become smarter than what he is and use this as an opportunity to break Rose and Juleka up.
Nous sommes allés beaucoup trop loin, ça nuit à l'harmonie de notre chère école.
T'es en train de te moquer de nous?
Non, je suis très sincère. Qu'est-ce qu'on doit faire?
Vous assurez que Prem vous pardonne.
How is Nelson the only one in this group to use his brain?
Le cadeau, ça pourrait semer la zizanie.
Qu'est-ce que tu racontes, Nelson?
Ouais, tu peux te procurer tout ce que tu veux, pas vrai?
Basically, he is going to get 2 tickets to the vampire horrific show, and Prem will want to go with Rose, but Juleka will be left out, and that is where the drama will begin. He is a genius.
Il y a toujours une place pour quelqu'un qui veut se racheter, n'est-ce pas?
Prince Nelson, merci, merci.
And now I remember the song from the beginning of the episode.
Adrien, merci, merci. Votre amour qui s'épanouit nous réjouit.
Prem is just, he's just fun but also dumb. Like, I am not saying he should have refused the tickets if he suspected something fishy. I just think that he should have put more thought into this. Prem gets to Rose and gives her the ticket in a very dramatic way.
Voudras-tu m'accompagner, Princesse Rose?
You know, Juleka, maybe Rose wouldn't cheat on you if you simply didn't wear that green lipstick and didn't shave half of your hair. Juleka decides to do their makeup for the show instead of taking Prem's ticket when he offered, and they all leave to go to the show after she's done, and she still pretends to be okay. When she goes home, it turns out it's not just jealousy making her feel the way she does.
Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive?
Pourquoi t'es plus là avec moi?
Bien sûr que je suis là, regarde.
Non, t'es pas vraiment là, avec moi.
On pouvait tous dire tout le temps. Maintenant, je suis seul. Mais tu as Rose. Pour le moment, mais elle pourrait me quitter, comme toi.
What if Rose left her the same way Luca left her? That is her greatest fear right now, and it is such great storytelling. It isn't just a simple jealousy thing. She is afraid of being alone, of being left out, and I feel like the episode Reflector and Reflectol plant the seeds really well. But it wasn't super obvious to the viewer, or me at least. I'm just glad it is getting some development now. Okay, so Juleka is like her mother. She has the need to be violent and she takes it out on her pillow, which I think is a great way to teach kids to handle their anger instead of going to beat someone up. I am glad they showed this part because it makes Juleka seem more human with more emotions other than being sad or happy. Now there's anger, jealousy, and maybe hatred towards Luca for leaving, but not in a horrible way. She just hates the fact that he's not there. Bernadette is freaking out because she's scared of horror movies and anything scary, and we see someone lock the front door of the cinema with chains and a padlock. Okay, I just immediately clocked that it was Lila, but I was confused because I did not understand what she was doing and why she was doing it. Luca calls Rose to ask what happened between her and Juleka, and then Rose runs out to try and find Juleka to talk to her, and then we see Lila again. And I was still confused, like, why was this video on her phone? And Prem looks so happy. Seeing him happy is just making me happy. When Rose leaves, Marinette decides to follow her and finally tells Adrien that she doesn't like horror movies, and Prem feels upset because he thinks it is his fault that Rose and Juleka are not okay, and then he gets akumatized.
Bonjour.
So, let's talk about this. Before writing this video, I saw lots of people theorize that the Miraculous can give you any suit you want if that's what you desired deep down. So, with that logic, we can assume Lila is transformed right now in the theater, but the suit doesn't look like a Miraculous costume because she made it look like a vampire costume, and that is how she is telepathically talking to Prem. And if it turns out to be the case, then it would make sense technically.
Les gens croient que je suis une personne maléfique comme l'ancien papillon, alors qu'en fait je ne cherche qu'à aider mes semblables.
Et pourquoi je te croirais?
Et que je ne te demande absolument rien en échange. Même pas les Miraculous de Ladybug et Chat Noir.
And that is super smart because, as we'll later find out, Lila was not trying to get the Miraculous this time, and the akumatized villain getting the Miraculous was basically her plan B.
Tais-toi, Marinette! Ne dis pas un mot et surtout ne te transforme sous aucun prétexte. Il y a une caméra dans la pièce. Moi, je suis un Kwami, mais toi, tu peux être filmé et enregistré. Alors fais comme si tu avais peur de la traumatiser et que t'étais juste venu te cacher.
Okay, no. I thought we left this plot armor nonsense back in season 1. Oh my word. Wow. No. What the hell? Every single time Marinette went somewhere to hide and transform, Tiki never looked around. Hell, Tiki never had time to look around because Marinette immediately transformed without a second thought. So, you know a villain is good when your main character needs plot armor to not get beaten. This is so dumb, oh my word. And the funny thing is, if Adrien went inside, Plag wouldn't have noticed the camera because why would he? So Adrien's identity would have been revealed because the writers know it is way too unbelievable to have Plag be the one to notice a hidden camera.
Princesse Rose, reste! Vampigami et ses amis vont aller chercher Joe les cas pour toi. S'il a laissé tranquille, t'es impossible, tu es le vampire ami possible.
That was so fun to see. Seeing Rhyming Cat Noir after 4 seasons is always fun. And why didn't they just start singing and making this battle a musical number? Like Descendants 2, that would have been awesome.
Quelle super coccinelle me donnerait des ailes pourvu qu'elle réponde à mon appel.
Cat Noir is just the best with his lines. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he had done the song and dance multiple times. Marinette manages to get out of the toilet and Lila followed her into an alleyway, but then Marinette just disappeared, and that scene created so much tension. I am glad we didn't get a closer look at her face because technically this is episode 8, meaning this would have been our first time seeing her if the episodes were released in order. And that is what sucks. If the creators simply waited to start airing season 6 in September, this would have been in time for Halloween by the end of October because one episode would have been released every week, and since this is episode 8, it would have been on time for Halloween and the fans would have gotten consistent episodes and we would have been living the good life week after week of getting a new episode.
Rejoins le rang, Chat Noir, ou c'est le rang qui te rejoindra.
I'm sorry, was he twerking? Did he just twerk?
Rejoins le rang, Chat Noir, ou c'est le rang qui te rejoindra.
He was, oh my word, how did I miss that until now? This is so weird, but I like it.
C'est toi qui fais ce bruit, ma lady.
Ah non, quel bruit! Ah oui! C'est mes doigts! Quand j'entends de la musique, il faut que je claque des doigts!
With that logic, that means he is literally oozing music. The song that we are hearing is coming from him, meaning the characters in the show can hear it too. That is cool.
Souris. Salut, Pigella et Tigresse Pourpre. Juste à temps pour l'ouverture du bar.
Theory time. Pigella and Purple Tigress know each other's identity. They showed up at the same time from the same direction, so I assume they have talked things out and then transformed in front of each other.
Les vampires peuvent bien ranger leur canine.
Fougue!
That is what I'm talking about. This must be Lila using the Miraculous to change her appearance. In Illustrator, she said that she's a chameleon, meaning the Miraculous she wears must reflect that and give her any appearance she wants, like a chameleon blending into her surroundings. So, does he like Rose? Maybe he just really feels close to her because the two of them are really similar? I don't know. We don't get any answers about this in the episode. They defeat the villain and the day is saved, and Julika ends up going to the movie because Marinette decides to stop pretending to like horror movies.
C'est forcément elle. Il n'y a pas d'autre explication logique.
Si c'était elle, elle se serait transformée directement. Elle ne l'a pas fait.
Quelque chose m'échappe. C'est impossible, ça ne peut être que Marinette.
Il faut explorer de nouvelles pistes.
So she is Tomoe's daughter? You know what? I am done questioning things. I'm just gonna wait for the season 6 finale to give me all the answers I need. That was a really good episode. Not the best, but it certainly was enjoyable. Prem is now one of my favorite characters. That's all I have to say for now. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my other videos. You might enjoy them too. See you soon and stay miraculous.